Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, back for what's going to be my last Warmachine video for a while. Ogrun Assault Corps from the Mercenaries faction, 09221 olive skin. So, the Ogrun are the ogres of the Iron Kingdoms. They are stronger than even a Trollkin. Though they do not have tough, they typically have damage boxes. And in ages past, the rule folk, the dwarves, aided a large number of Ogrun during a plague, and they essentially swore fealty to the nation of Rule. At least many did. The Ogrun themselves operate on a complex system of fealty and obligations for their societal structure. And in the modern era of the Iron Kingdoms, the Ogrun are fully integrated members of Rulic society. The Assault Corps are one of the more prestigious mercenary units. And they have the big guns in a very literal sense. So, apply that basic flesh tone to the rest and move on in a bit. Alright, next, olive green 09035. And while the rest of the Assault Corps is wearing pants, the officer, the leader, seems to be the only one wearing a shirt. Well, seems to have a little bit more armor on it than his subordinates as well. Just, care of this. Okay. Apply that to the rest, let dry, and move on. So far, so good. Blurring is still needs to work on the blur thing though. Okay, let's do some armor. Old Bronze 09197. I'm hoping that's enough. It seems I'm almost out. Let's just see what I get. And I just grabbed one of the other models at random, so. Troops are kind of wearing a harness. Yeah, so the Ogrun definitely have what would be referred to as a bulk body type, with just layers and layers of thick muscle. Okay, I think that's good. I'll apply that to the rest and move on. I'm liking the way that's looking so far. Oh, still focus problems. Alright, plate mail metal. Yeah, I'm watching an old episode of the old Star Trek series while I'm waiting on paint to dry. And I've run into an episode where they are going up against alien parasites that look like they were made out of fake novelty vomit. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty much just getting the weapons with this, the assault cannon and the blade and probably pommel of the hand axe here. Get the grip in another color later. Putting my light down lower seems to help the blurriness, but it also makes it more easy for me to get my hand in the way by mistake. Okay, and I'll just get my brush wet and kind of pointing again. Just get a little bit of that in the goggles there. And I think that's all I'm going to need on. I guess some of these guys have steel-toed boots, so I'll get that. I actually missed some pieces of the armor in the last clip, so I'll just touch that up. Okay, apply to the rest, move on. Okay, fur brown. Get the boots and some belts here. Maybe should have been part of this before the steel toes, but just gonna have to roll with it now. And then, oh, seems I left a bare spot on the back of his pants. I'll have to touch that up later. It happens sometimes. You're gonna miss things sometimes. Don't worry about it too much. And for now, I'm just going to hit all this bric-a-brac at the waist and then pick out individual items later on. This seems to... well, that wasn't really helping the blurriness either. So... let's try then putting the light somewhere where it's not in my way. I will get this figured out eventually. I thought I had it for a bit, then I tried to improve it and made it worse. that's going to happen sometimes. But you never improve unless you try. So, okay. I think that's, nope. One more last bit. I need to switch to a different brush. This one's getting a bit too feathered for this work. That is, get the goggles. Okay. Let that dry, and then just one more base coat. That should do it. Alright. Last base coat. Sheild Brown 09161. Or is it? There it is. I'm just going to pick out a few of the details along the belts. Just a few things here and there. I believe these are meant to be pre-filled ammunition charges. Cartridges, that's the word I'm looking for. I'll do the big beanbag style shoulder pad. Pick that out in this brown as well. And I'm satisfied with that. Apply to the rest. Oh wait, I'm forgetting one thing. They all have wicked sideburns. Okay, so there's two more base coats I'm forgetting about. All the mouth related, so back in a minute. Okay, chaotic red. And doing this on the leader model A's tongue here. I'll take a gamble and try to get the teeth too, so yellow bone 09143. Kinda works. Get the rest of the exposed teeth, and then I can start shading once it all dries up. Okay, time to shade. Woodstain, where'd I put it? Woodstain Brown 09160. And just going over the Sheild Brown from earlier, letting that earth. Forgot to mention I'm thinning this into a wash with 1 part water, 1 part paint. Oh boy, it's going to be one of those videos. So letting it flow over the Sheild Brown from earlier. and that got onto the tusks in a way I don't like. So let that apply to the rest, let it dry and move on. Oh boy, my lighting's cracked up. Next, stained ivory 09142. This is going over the teeth. Again, thinning it out. Okay, apply to the rest and move on. Alright, and now Ruddy Leather 09109. Start over here with some of these straps, I think. Okay. Boots, I suppose. Okay, I adjusted my light again, but I've got to be careful about keeping my hand out of the lamp, which is somewhat difficult for me given how I paint. Or perhaps to be a little more accurate, how I tend to hold my hands and body when I paint. Now here I'm trying to avoid the darker brown. Okay. A little bit more. Just on the hilt there. Actually, that might have to be in steel, but okay. That's got it. Apply the rest and move on when it's dry. Alright. Red brick 09001. Just a tiny dot inside of the mouth. Then aged pewter 09196 and do some of the bronze. I need to thin that out a little more than that. That's a little better. One of these days I'm going to figure out why I keep whispering during all this. Maybe it's because I'm not really used to still talking during painting even after all this time, but let's go over all the bronze. A little more on that knee. Okay, I think that's got him. So, let that dry, apply to the rest, move on. Okay, next, Blackened Steel 09205. I'm just feeling tired today. I want to get this done though. Couple little dots in the goggles. Steel-toed boots. Axes. And of course the cannons. Okay. That's just going to leave the green and the flesh tone, and that'll be shading. Okay. 09220 Olive Skin Shadow. Excuse me. Olive Skin Shadow 09220. Just plugged up, so paper clip down the nozzle to clear it. It's gotten cold and snowy since yesterday, so really that kind of weather just knocks me out. Again, thinning it out with 1 part water to 1 part paint. Although, thinking about it, I probably should have done the green first. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm very tired right now. Not thinking my clearest. Just going over all the flesh with this. Okay. Apply to the rest, and that just leaves the green to shade. Okay. Muddy Olive 09034. This is the last shade. And I should have done this before the skin, but I'm not really thinking that clearly right now. I'm just very worn out. The weather's got something to do with it. It went from bright and sunny to cold and snowy over the course of a day, and the colder weather just knocks me out. And the leader model is the only one wearing a shirt, so makes him the best choice for showing off as much as possible. Oh, I messed up in the shoulder here. I'll have to fix that later. Alright, it's fine, it happens. Okay. Touch up that shoulder, and I think I missed part of the breastplate. Alright. Apply to the rest, do a few touch-ups on the leader, and move on. Okay. Time to highlight. Using a ragged feathered brush for the dry brushing technique, something along the lines of that. And olive skin highlight 09222 is where I'm going to start. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't do this yet. Never mind. It's been a long week. Matte white. I need to get the eyes first. Then I can. So. Matte white. Nice pointy brush. It's been a weird week for me. Just fill in the eyes there. I'm just going to go ahead and do all the models with their eyes showing real quick, because this won't take long, and there's another reason for that. And the officer who has one eye showing and one with a sort of monocle over it. I might got a bit out of control there, but switching to a flat head brush. Where's my favorite? There's my favorite. Now I'm going to prep the arc. I'm going to use a bright yellow for the faction-specific color. So I'll need to prep it like this first. And then I'm overextending deliberately for now, and we'll scale it back after all the painting's done, being real careful around the feet. Alright, apply the others. Then I can do some detail in black, then I can highlight. Got a little out of order there. And it's another blur problem. Okay, matte black. Let's get the details I almost forgot to do, that I really need to do before I highlight. And this needs to happen before highlighting, because this is one of the lowest areas on the model. The highlighting will, or should, go above without interfering, so dot in the pupils carefully. It's a bit big, and then fill in the barrel of the cannon. And apply to the rest, and just give this a couple minutes to dry, then I can finally highlight. Oh, I was having that blur problem. Good grief. Alright, now I can highlight. So, ragged feathered brush, something like that. Yeah. Pale olive 09036. Wrong color. Oh boy, it's been a long day. 09222 olive skin highlight. It has been a very long day, full of very unintelligent coworkers doing very stupid things that are very, very dangerous, and then complaining about being called out on those things. Skin Highlight 09222. Oh boy. No water, straight paint only. Rub it out on the paper towel till it looks like there's next to nothing left. And does the area to be affected going against any raised areas? Yeah, this particular Ogrun, I think I got his eyes a little funny. But this will catch on the raised areas and not so much the recessed ones. Make the highest areas stand out more. Alright, apply to the rest and move on. Still got that one. Okay, now Pale Olive 09036. Well, if I can get a grip on the brush I want. There we are. Focusing on the most readily visible areas, so okay. Apply that to the rest and move on. Still gotta figure out how to fix that border. Okay, next, Vampire Red. Kind of debating if I even wanted to do this, but I'll do a tiny bit of it. And using just about the smallest brushes I can find. Let's see here. Just a bit on the inside of the mouth there. Gonna have to redo a bit of the chin now. It's fine. Just a little bit of the olive skin highlight and just. And then Creamy Ivory 09144. Yeah, the Ogrun are omnivores, but they're not man-eaters. They're, with the exception of the black Ogrun of Crix, they're a very civilized species. Very honorable, very intelligent. And I'll just go ahead and do another one. This is a more subtle one, and just get that big toothy grin there. Apply to the rest and move on. Okay, next, Tarnished Brass 09198. Get the armor. Plugged up, that's why I have the paperclip handy. I've done it. Yeah, that did it. Okay. I prefer dripper bottles, so having my paints get clogged up like that on occasion, it's just a risk of it. And they're easy to, and clogs are easy to clear with a paper clip, so I'm just gonna focus on the most readily available, easily accessible surfaces here, and just burnish that up, not covering up the entirety of the pewter. Just enough to burnish the surface there. more on that pectoral, and that's pretty good actually. So apply that to the rest and move on. And next, burnt orange 09111. I squeezed that one out in advance because that one's been fighting me lately. It's just running out and I haven't had a chance to restock that one yet. So this is my leather color. It's not quite right on that one. Okay. So pouches and parts of the straps. I have got to rework my lighting setup. It's working great in some ways, but it's not working well in others. I think that's got what I need to get. Apply to the rest and move on. Okay, next, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Driftwood Brown 09162. Need a much finer brush for this. This might work. The sideburns. And just select pieces of their kit. With one of the big ones being the bag, which is likely just padding to make it more comfortable to hold this big cannon. Okay, not too bad. I was just going to leave the steel, so apply the rest and wrap up. Okay. True Silver 09207. Steel-toed boots. I'm not going to worry about lenses. I am definitely going to do something about shining up all these cannons. So it looks like this is just for stabilizing. The trigger's actually down here by where these fingers are. Okay. Apply the rest, and I can start work on the base. Okay, Sun Yellow 09008. This is going to be used to prep the arc, or finish prepping it. That might be enough. And flathead brush again. And just going over the white and the faction specific color. Okay. Apply to the rest, and when that dries, I can tighten up the arc and start flocking. Okay, recording. Here's where things got kind of awkward. Marking out the base now, polishing up that front arc. So this is a self-healing cutting mat Privateer Press puts out with the markings for the most common face sizes on it. Just getting it centered, matte black. This is a 40 millimeter base. So part 1 of this is taking the pointiest brush I have and matte black. I'm just going to carefully mark the edges here. I think I might have a little too much water in this. I'm just going to just take that from the top to the bottom and just finish up that little line. Here's the other mark on this side. Barely. Alright, get the rest of them started like that. Come back in a minute. Okay, all the models are marked, so now I'm going to switch over to a flathead brush. And using the same matte black, just backfill. It's a little lumpy on that one side. So just backfill that. Careful, like being especially careful where the feet come close to the base. Okay, apply that to the rest, and because they have damage boxes, I'll have one more step to do before I flock. So getting there though, and that's look at that stupid blur problem. I am gonna have to keep playing around with things and fix that somehow. Alright, time to mark the bases for damage tracking purposes. Mount white. So this unit is field allowance 2. And since this is my first, starting with the leader model, Roman numeral, that's a little thick, Roman numeral 1. Okay, yeah, that's too much water. Let's blot that out. Get some water out of the brush and try that again. A bit wide, but it's alright. 1A. One B. One C. One D. One E. It takes a lot of practice to learn how to write it like this with a paintbrush. Okay. Needs to dry completely now, then I can add some flock. Oh, great. My lighting's going bad. Groovy. Cynicism implied. Alright, everything paint-wise is dry. Time to add some flock. Get my glue bottle open here. White glue and water. Plenty of both. In fact, I've got a big 5-gallon jug of this stuff that I refill that little bottle with. I'm just recycling some like paint water here. Taking a brush I'd more or less earmark for this because this can mess up your brushes sooner. So just mix it up nice and solid. Plenty of water. Okay. Now, set this aside for just a minute and get my base material over here. which in this case is going to be flock with a little static grass mixed in. And paint the solution around the feet, trying to avoid anything higher up than that. But what's nice about these Privateer press bases is the little lip there will catch the solution. So you will go all the way in. Be real generous here. And give it a dip in the flock. Tap off the excess, brush it off. And then taking a spare brush that's dry, just gonna push the excess away from where I don't want it. I don't have to do much of that here. And I need to give that 20 to 30 minutes or so to set before I seal it, but just about done. Apply to the rest and move on. Alright, final step. Scenic cement. This is a sprayer brush on adhesive, and it's a Woodland Scenics product. Glass eyedropper. I emphasize glass because this stuff will bond to plastic rapidly. And just carefully trip that into the flock. I need to give it a chance to set first, otherwise this will make bare spots. So need to apply to the rest, but that is that. The Ogrun Assault Corps from the Mercenaries faction of Warmachine. Now, this is the, against the focus, is the last Warmachine video I'm doing for the foreseeable future. But I have a Hordes video coming up next, and then I'm going to take a little break and move on to another game after that. So, until next time, I am Ian Stookie with Mastermind Games, signing out.